Boy, don't we have a good show for you on Critlytics Man versus Machine today. It's a North Derby, this one. Yep, you guessed it. Rajasthan against Delhi. And 22 times they've met each other. It's 11 apiece, so something has to give. What is up, people? We are, of course, building up nicely to about game number 10, but we're in game number 7. Let's not jump the gun because it's, of course, the Royals against the Capitals that we're going to be looking forward to, of course, with Brian Charles Lara in the house. Brian, you confident about the Rajasthan Royals after that big breaking news last night?
Yeah, it's tough for Rajasthan Royals. I mean, Ben Stokes is one of the guys I felt that would have been exceptional in this tournament. The aggression and the fight. He's giving you 110% every single time. So he's going to be missed. But I'm still very hopeful that Rajasthan Royals and the rest of their crew can pull something together. Jofra Archer, now Ben Stokes. It has made things tougher for them, but I believe that that slight defeat they had in the last game, getting the second highest total in the IPL so far, even though it was a losing effort, it's still a very good effort, and I believe that they will take something out of that game and continue moving forward.
Yeah, talk about the double whammy. That's exactly what's happened with Rajasthan Royals. Of course, that 4-run defeat, like Brian mentioned, and the loss of Ben Stokes. Speaking of which, Brian, you alluded to, of course, Liam Livingstone, David Miller. So I want to get your thinking hat out right now in terms of who will you play and replace the man Ben Stokes.
Well, I think David Miller is a sort of an exposed cricketer in the IPL and a very good cricketer of that. I'm not taking anything away from him. Liam Livingstone, on the other hand, is someone who pretty fresh, and I think not everybody or opposition has seen him in its entirety, how good a player he is. So I would tend to go for him before Miller, and see if I can get the best out of him in this match.
It's perhaps the only time Brian Lara would choose a right-hander over a left-hander, but that's exactly what Liam Livingstone poses as a T20 player. He scored the most amount of runs, remember, since 2019 in the Royals camp. Let's move on and talk about Delhi for a bit, because they welcome back Kagiso Rabada, Brian. Is he truly the X-factor? Of course, Nokia, but I think there's a COVID test running around him. But Rabada, he's been special, all right?
Yeah, he's been exceptional, and Delhi Capitals at the beginning of the tournament just used him for 1 over, and people were wondering why isn't he getting any wickets in the power play. Well, he was bowling majority of his overs at the back end and picking up all the wickets that he needed to, which is very important. When teams are set, he was coming back in those middle overs and picking up a wicket, and then obviously at the death again. If he's going to have the same effect as 2020 IPL, I'm not 100% sure. I think that every single team has improved so much, not just on the field. It looked like technically in the back room, they're doing a lot of homework. And I expect that these guys are going to be not nullified, but the effect, or the same effect they had last year with the ball is not going to be the same effect that they have in 2021, this year's Vivo IPL.
Okay, super. Let's put you to the test now in our 1-minute pitch. And it yet again, of course, it'll be the talking point of Rajasthan Royals and Ben Stokes in the absence of him. You, of course, said that they can cope without it. How can they go forward from here? What will be their strategy, Brian?
Well, I mean, obviously they're missing someone with the ball in his hand as well. I mean, Liam Livingstone, I'm not sure how much of a bowler he is, or even David Miller. But they've got to move forward. I mean, no matter what, they've got to move forward. They've made their international selections already, getting Morrison at a very high price. And pretty much I'd like to see him come good, because it's so very important that he plays an important role in that lower middle order, or the start of the tail, if you want to call it that, but also with the ball. Liam Livingstone, David Miller, two good choices to pick from. They're not Ben Stokes, because you know what, we know what we're going to get from him, but still feel that with Sanju Samson batting the way he did, Josh Butler still to find some good form, I believe that they're in with a huge chance. So I am not going to back off my selection because of injury. I'm going to stick with them. throughout this tournament. I'm not sure if they're going to make the Final Four, but I don't feel that some people have already dropped them to last place because of the injuries to their two big dogs, if you want to call them. And I don't believe so. I don't believe it's just going to happen as simply as that. So for me, they just got to play positive, make the right choices. The captain is an enterprising player, a captain, a batsman, and sort of lead the way all the time. They need him to continue batting the way he did. There was not a better innings in the IPL thus far compared to Sanju Samson's century in that first game.
Pertinent points there, Brian. I have to agree with you. The fact that their batting order as well has been showing the glimpses of what it promises to be. Let's move on to the Criclytics man versus machine, Bippe. A couple of guys that you touched upon already feature in our batsman selections. Yes, yup, you guessed it, ladies and gentlemen. Liam Livingstone is what reckons the machine thinks he will do well out there. Brian, who are you going for? Because you have an assortment of batsmen. Shikhar Dhawan, Prithvi Shaw, who's shown right as well. I'll leave it to you.
Well, I've got to go with the machine here because I truly believe that this young man is just sort of just biting at the bit, just ready to get in. And I know that they had a major opening partnership with Prithvi Shaw and with Shikhar Dhawan. And going into a second game, you at least expect one of them to do well. Well, that's fine, but I believe the man to top them would be Liam Livingstone.
Okay, so Brian agrees with Criclytics in round one. What about prediction two then? And it is the bowlers. And there's again a plethora of bowlers, be it Ravichandran Ashwin, Kagiso Rabada is back in the thick of things. But Criclytics, get this guys, actually goes for Ravi Ashwin.
I'm going to go with the Fizz.
Okay.
I think the Fizz is the man. Left arm, he's going to bowl those balls into the wickets. He's got a great slow ball. He's a wicket-taking bowler. And I believe Rahman is going to be the man that they've got to watch out on most. Going across those right-handers, getting the ball to come back into a Rishabh Pant if he gets an opportunity to bowl to him, cramping him for room. I'm going to go with this man, the Bangladeshi starter, to come out on top.
I love this cricketing intuition. That's why we have people like Brian Lara who just knows how to read the game and perhaps triumph over the robot in this one. Let's move on swiftly to the all-rounders on that note, because there are again quite a few of them. There's Akshar Patel, there's Marcus Stoinis, there's Shivam Dube. Criclytics, Brian, has gone quite cold on Marcus Stoinis. It reckons Akshar Patel might have a bigger role to play. Do you agree or disagree?
Well, I think yes. So for Delhi, definitely, I think Akshar Patel, if he gets into the squad, I know he missed the last game. I think that he is going to be a force to be reckoned with. Stoinis, couple overs with the ball. Not much attention paid to that, and again, you're going to see me this year going against a lot of guys who were very successful last year. I just believe teams are not going to make the same mistake. Stoinis he's not an easy book to read, but with his Australian style of batting, I believe that there's many ways that you can limit the effect that he has on the match. As an all-rounder, who am I going to go with? I think this time around, I'm going to go with Tewatia.
Okay, you went for him last time around as well. You mentioned another name in Chris Morris. He's not in the mix at all. So if he gets, say, 3 wickets in a 20, you'll perhaps trump the machine in this one. Would you want to go with Chris Morris or will you stick with Tewatia?
Well, I think I'm going to get a couple overs from Tewatia. I think the style of batting down in the middle overs for the Delhi Capitals lend itself to some big shots, some risky shots from, say, Rishabh Pant, from Hetmeyer, from Stoinis, and I believe the leg spin is going to be the troublemaker for them in those middle overs.
Let's see how it pans out then. Of course, it's going to be interesting to see those matchups like Brian has alluded to, and you can check it out on the cricket.com app, in particular the Criclytics section, which you can get any matchup that you really want to envisage in your head before the match prevails. Finally, it is prediction 5, and this is where sometimes Criclytics wins, but most of the time Brian gets it right so far in the 7 games of the IPL. Who's winning this, Brian? Because at the end of the day, Critlytics suggests Rajasthan Royals by 53%. I hate to break your bubble because I knew you were going to side with the Blues. Will you go with DC?
No, I know we are meandering along, and the machine. I think you should give me. We should do this before you get to the machine. I think because somehow he's having a look at my selections and getting it there before me, and I feel like if I'm following fashion. But if you look at my tweets, if you look at my Instagram, I already said it that I believe after the first round, we'll have the same amount of points and only run rate will divide them. That means even the terrible looking Chennai Super Kings going to win their second game. So I am not going to put Rajasthan Royals 0-2. I'm going to put them 1-1. I'm going to agree with Critlytics on this one again.
Brian, I'll tell you what, we hope you win this time because you have a good lead over Critlytics. Until then, and the post-match show, ladies and gentlemen, and Brian, we'll see you later.
Yes, thank you.
Right, yet again, it's been absolutely brilliant chat with Brian Charles Lala. I get this opportunity every day and I think to myself, wow, can it get better? But it can, because Critlytics is the platform to get all your data digested. Check it out because you certainly don't want to miss it.